all, but I think it was really interesting to hear everybody's opinion, especially about the 8 social identifiers. So that was a really great experience.
Well, my favorite part of the day was when we broke up into our affinity groups, and I was with Rosie, and like the Hispanic group was like very comfortable with one another, and we were all in there just talking in Spanish, talking about food, music, and people were like talking, just like singing songs, like, and it was just funny. I enjoyed my time there.
I felt it was just like overwhelming, this whole thing, and obviously like the Hispanic group was like really good. I liked it. The talks that we had within our thing, like within our family, is very small, and I feel like we got our voices like out there.
I'm very tired, but my favorite part was the affinity group too. I was in the Asian affinity group, and it was very interesting. I opened up a lot. I was very emotional, and I cried. So it's been a long day.
Baseball, but there were 2 events that stood out for me. One was the murder of Emmett Till, and that picture in Jet magazine of that disfigured body, and the impact of the Montgomery bus boycott. There was a little article in my paper, you know, this is before CNN ever was thought of. We didn't have news from end to end. But the article struck me that if local citizens in the city of Montgomery could boycott the bus, and I saw the name Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King, and just beginning his career, that if they could do that, then we could make changes in our town, and it could grow like a brush fire, and which is what it did. So that I want to point out that I think while your students may be asleep at some of the history classes, I think they're paying a lot more attention than we give them credit for. And for a kid growing up in Little Rock, the Till murder and the Montgomery bus boycott made an enormous impact on me.
I think today was way more emotional for my group than the other days. Like people told people things that they don't tell other people. Like they came out with secrets, like if they had anorexia or if they were going through self-esteem.
It was also very emotional. I got emotional again with my affinity group, and also today it was like the closing ceremony is very emotional because everyone stood up and then said how they felt and like how this program has helped them. And, yeah.
I felt that I got so much more emotional when we shared like our personal, like what we felt the whole conference did to us, and there's people that came out, and then there's people that that said they just found, not just, but they've been struggling with like disorders that they have, and I felt that that was a little strong and overwhelming.
Our day was, I think today was a lot more emotional than the other days because a lot of people in my affinity group spoke up, and I also liked the closing ceremony because a lot of people opened up, and the one girl that came out, she was actually in my family group, and I just love how at the end everybody in our family group embraced her and was comforting her.
Mary.
What word sums up this conference?
Enlightenment.
Rewarding.